Hi, these are notes to 6, notes distance of line segments. Objectives, you'll be able to find the distance of line segments provided various figures. Alrighty, so in this first problem, it says the figure shows parallelogram PQRS on coordinate plane. Diagonals SQ, so this diagonal, and PR, right here, intersect at point T, right in the middle. Our goal is to find the coordinates of point Q in terms of the letters or the variables E, X, and L. Enter your answer in the space provided and enter only your answer. Over here I gave you some multiple choice, like how you're going to see it in the Google form. Alright, with that being said, since the figure is a parallelogram, we should mark on the figure the information we know about parallelograms. Well, what do we know about parallelograms? We know the top line is parallel to the bottom line, and the left side is parallel to the right. Since you have two sets of parallel lines, we know the left side and the right side are the same length. So I marked them with the one little tick. We also know that the bottom length and the top length, they're also the same. Now, what's a little bit tricky is knowing that this 34x is the x length. That's how far right this coordinate is. How far right the coordinate is on the x-axis, going from the origin to the point on the x-axis. So I put a little yellow line there to represent that's from here to there is 34x. Now, we also know what is the length between from this dot, let's do it in blue, from this dot to this dot. Well, we don't know exactly what that length is, but we do know, based on the parallelogram, the length from here to the origin is 49e. And since these are both the same, that means this top length is 49e. So from the yellow dot to that little marking tick, which is the same as up here, is 34x. So the distance from here to here is 34x. And from here all the way over is 49e. So those two added together, so these two pieces added together, 34x plus the 49e, those two added together will be the x value. So we look at our multiple choice, you see 49e for each one of them, and then we're going to add the 34x. So it's going to be option A as far as the x value. Now, know the height? Well, the height is the same height as this coordinate. So the height is this y value, 27L. So the height is going to be 27L. So this should say L instead of C. So 27L. Alright. Move on to the next one. These are all L's. Alright. Now, same process. We know it's a parallelogram. So that means the top and bottom lengths are the same. And we know the side lengths are the same. We know T is in the middle. We know in yellow going from the origin to the right underneath that coordinate P right here, that has a length of 36u. So going from here to here is a length of 36u. That yellow line up there. Now going from that point all the way to Q, we know has the same length as that bottom piece. Now the bottom piece which I'll highlight in red, going from the origin all the way to R, has a length of 34R. So this red line is going to be 34R also, because those two lengths are the same. So this would be, the answer would be 36U plus 34R, or 34R plus 36U, with a height of 30L, because this height is the same as that height. So the answer for this one would be C. Alright. I'm going to fix the programming on that. It's supposed to be all F's. As far as the height. Because this height is the same as this height. Alright, so same story. We know that this side length and this side length are the same. We know those two lengths are the same. The distance from here to there is 29t. And the distance from here to here, you know, is the same length as down below, so that down below is R, which is 13s. So 29t plus 13s, that's going to be B in our multiple choice. Alright, on to the next one here. We have a rectangle. Well, what do you know about rectangles? Well, you know the top length is the same as the bottom length. And the length on the right hand side is the same length as the length on the left hand side. So in the figure shows a rectangle ABCD on the coordinate plane. Diagonals AD, that's supposed to be AC, and BD intersect at point T. So those two diagonals cross each other at point T. Our goal is to find the coordinates of point T in terms of S, T, and F. Well, since T is in the middle, that means it's just going to be half the length going right and half the distance up. So half of 39F is going to be 19.5F. So it'd be 19.5F. And then half the height, well, the height going up is 63T. So half of 63T is 31.5. And there they use this T. So it'd be 31.5T. And that's the coordinate of that coordinate T. Let's do another one. So as before, we know it's these two are the same length. And a rectangle, we know that those two are the same length. And T is right in the middle, so that means it's half the distance going this way and half the distance going up. So the X distance, well, half of 38A is 19A. And half the distance going up of 12P, because it's 12P going up, is 6P. So 19A comma 6P. Alright, same story. We know we gotta go half the distance because T is right in the middle, and half the distance up. So half the distance to the right, well, half of 97G is 48.5G, and half the distance going up of 39B is 19.5 B. And that's my coordinate for T. Alright, last style here. The figure shows a circle ABCD on coordinate plane. On this little coordinate plane that we see. Diagonals AD and BC intersect at point E. So this point right here is point E. The coordinate A is, aka the center of the circle, is 15P. So it's 15P to the right. And it has a height of 2B. So the height is 2B. We can see point D is the same height. So our goal here is to find the coordinates of point D in terms of P, B, and D, and enter in your space and provided. So it's the same height. So we got 2B as the height. Now the distance of D, well, you can see it's the radius. It's 15 more than A. So if our distance from A, the origin, is 15P, we got to do plus another 15 for the account for the radius. So we got 15P plus 15, and that's going to be the coordinate of D. 15P plus 15 with a height of 2B. Let's do another one. So we know A is the center of the circle. How far distance? Well, it tells us right here 4D is the distance from the origin, the x distance. The height of A is 12L. So D is going to be the radius plus the 4D. So 4D plus 78. So this 4D length plus the 78 length will get us that length, x length of D, plus the height, which is 12L. And that'll be our answer for D.